In a bombshell investigation, GB News' Nana Akua exposes Deputy PM Angela Rayner's tax avoidance. Property expert Richard Belonca reveals she dodged £40,000 in stamp duty while preaching housing equality. She transferred her home to a trust, bought an £800,000 seaside flat, all while lecturing on fairness. Hypocrisy at its worst. This elite corruption story will boil your blood. Don't miss the damning evidence that left the studio speechless. Tune in now for the full shocking revelation. First off, a massive cheers for all the support. After our last shout-out, the channel picked up 2,000 new subscribers in under 10 days. Absolutely brilliant. We honestly didn't see that coming. We're buzzing about it, and it's given us the push to aim for the next milestone. 10,000 subs. So, if you haven't jumped on board yet, hit that subscribe button and join this little family that's growing thanks to you. And don't forget to check the description. We've popped a few links down there if you fancy supporting us even more.
Good afternoon, 24 minutes after 4 o'clock. This is GB News, Britain's #1 news channel. I'm Nana Akua, and it's time for the Great British Debate this hour. And I'm asking, is Angela Rayner a hypocrite? The Conservative Party are calling for an investigation into Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner after she's been accused of avoiding £40,000 worth in stamp duty when buying a second home. Angela Rayner is said to have told tax authorities that her £800,000 seaside apartment in East Sussex was her main place of residence to avoid paying extra tax. So for the Great British Debate this hour, I'm asking, is Angela Rayner a hypocrite? Joining me now is broadcaster and columnist Lizzie Cundy, also former Labour advisor James Schneider. All right, I'm going to start with who wants to go first?
I don't mind, darling.
Go on then, Lizzie Cundy. Lizzie Cundy.
Well, it never rainers, does it? It pours.
Very good.
Forget the 2 jabs, Johnny. We've got the 3 pads, Rayner. I mean, Nana, let's be honest. It's not a good look, is it?
Not at all.
I'm not talking about her in that rubber dinghy where she was bobbing along, sucking on her vape. This is a really bad look. And to me, it's just so hypocritical.
Well, in our defence on that dinghy, the press do literally find the worst pictures they can ever find of you and then put it out there. That's what they do to you.
Well,
They've done it to me.
I'm sorry.
You never look bad in pictures.
From every angle, it was a bad shot. It's don't do what I do what I say in this case, and I think that's why it is so awful. And she knows all the tricks. And she's Deputy Prime Minister, Housing Secretary. This isn't right, and it's not a good look, and you can understand why people are up in arms about it. I mean, what is she doing? Trying to meet her 1.5 million housing target by buying them up herself? I mean, it is something else, and you can understand why people are just looking at this party thinking they're a bunch of hypocrites. And, you know, look at her from Freebiegate. That just got mentioned. Let's not forget she hid that, the £500.
Well, she didn't hide it as such, but what she did was she said it was for parliamentary duties, but it was actually for clothes. So it was kind of... She should have said that.
It's not being clean, Nana. And she also, don't forget, stayed in that £1 million apartment of Lord Alley's in New York for rent-free as well, getting all the freebies. You know, I'm glad she's done well. You know, as Bruce Forsyth says, didn't you do well? But, you know, she's left everyone else in poverty. It's not a good look, and she's a real hypocrite, Nana.
Although it's not all her fault. Let's blame the Tory party for coming up with some of that mess as well. James Schneider.
So I agree with Lizzie that regardless of whether it's all totally fine and according to the law and so on and so forth, if you are the housing minister, it does look bad. You are allowing that headline to be written. Whether it's entirely fair or not, you do have to think about things that are going to be presented in an unfair way in politics. So if she's done everything right, it's still not great political judgment. And then if she hasn't done everything right, then that's a different story. But I'm more interested in her actual record as housing secretary than necessarily her family arrangements and where she's living here and there, which, you know, had a lot of that is to do with her private life, which I think is, you know, that can be private. But she's had a big policy recently, big announcement of funding, which is supposedly meant to go for affordable housing, 39 billion of it. And in the 10-year settlement is actually less new money per year for affordable housing, and it locks in above inflation rent rises for council tenants for a decade.